Now, macro, small and medium enterprises are no doubt central to the development of all economies across the world. In Nigeria, MBS and SMEDN data show that MSMEs contribute about 48% of the national GDP. Today is, well, I said today, the world's attention is on the contribution of such MSMEs to creating jobs, driving economic growth, and reducing poverty as the world celebrates the United Nations MSMEs Day. This year's theme, Building a Stronger Future Together, focuses on the role of these enterprises in eradicating poverty and achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. Business Express is not left behind, and so today our attention, of course, is on MSMEs and economic development. Our guest is Mr. Tola Adekunle Johnson. He's a familiar face in this terrain. He's also the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Job Creation and MSMEs. It's good to have you on a day like this on our studios.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Okay, great. As the world celebrates MSMEs today, can you tell us about the contribution of this all-important enterprise to Nigeria's economy, knowing that before this administration, you've been in the previous administration, organizing MSMEs clinics and trying to shove off contributions of this particular sector. What are the wins so far?
Well, first, let me congratulate MSMEs across the country and continue to encourage them in their different trades. Like you rightly said, the United Nations sets aside 27th of June every year to celebrate and reward SMEs, all over the world. Nigeria is no different. So in the last 1 year, what we have done as a government is to kind of offer hope and support for the MSME space. We've done that not just in words, but in action. At first, we have built 10 MSME hubs across the country. These hubs are meant to be serving as job creation hubs for small businesses. So they are shared facilities. It means that if you're an SME and you don't have money to go and rent a place for your business, you can come and use this place for 8 hours a day. There's electricity provided, and you pay a token to use that place for a day. Each hub creates nothing less than 250 jobs. And we have one of such in Ekiti State, which was commissioned last month by His Excellency Mr. Vice President. Another one in Borno State, which will be commissioned sometime in July. We have a 400 capacity market that was renovated in Ogun State. It is an Adire market. So this Adire market, you have SMEs who do their tie and dye and things like that come together, and you have a store where 2 people share a store. And don't forget that when this was commissioned, Mr. President actually had said that from the federal government's side, we gave these stores to these MSMEs free for 1 year, and it was to encourage them. And we also have a few other hubs which are in process. This will be ready 3rd quarter and 4th quarter of the year. We also recognize and understand that the issue of access to funding at single digits is an issue. We approached one of our partners, Access Bank. They gave us a discounted SME loan. They gave us 50 billion naira at a discounted SME loan. It means that SMEs can access these funds at 15% as opposed to the going rate of 28-29% as
So
we have
around
right
even
now.
30% on banks.
Exactly. So it's around 30% in some cases. So, and the good thing about this is that if this is properly utilized, this loan can be increased to, the portfolio can be increased to 100 billion naira as we speak. Now, today being MSME Day, we usually would organize the MSME Awards. Under the last government, we had organized such awards where MSMEs that excelled in their different fields will win cars. This year, MSMEs are going to be winning cars, but we have upped our game. We have MSMEs that are going to be winning. The MSME of the year will be going on with a total value of 120 million naira worth of rewards. This person is going to win a 3-bedroom flat in FCT, is going to win a brand new SUV and a car. We have MSME Clinic of the Year male, MSME Clinic of the Year female, and other MSMEs that will also win cars.
Okay,
And money as well.
in addition to these incentives, you've talked about some of these interventions with the one you have with your partners, talking about Access Bank. We've had interventions coming through Smeden. We have interventions coming through the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. We're talking about out of the 200 billion that was given, that is being issued out through the Bank of Industry. We also have some other pockets of interventions. How do we harness this, and what's the process of disbursement?
Okay, so I believe you are talking about the funds that Mr. President, the 200 billion naira should be the funds that Mr. President had approved to curb after removing fuel subsidy. So 150 billion naira of that money is actually a loan. 75 billion naira goes to the manufacturing industry. So we have 75 large manufacturing industry that can expand their businesses with £1 billion each at 9% by BOI. Then the other 75 billion naira was for MSMEs that could collect between £1 million and £3 million at the same 9%. 50 billion naira of that money, the other component, which is the 50 billion naira, was given to Smeden. Smeden was to, that's completely a grant. It was to look at nano SMEs across each local government, give them 50,000 naira each, and it was for 1,000 MSMEs across each local government. As we speak, I believe that well over half of that money has been utilized, and I know that the data is being generated for that, for Mr. President to be briefed on that. But let's also not forget that what is very important in this space is that creating a sustainable business environment for SMEs. That is very important. Giving loans or giving out grants to SMEs is good, but it is very important that these SMEs are able to walk into the banks and access loans at a world standard, say a single digit. And an SME walks into the bank today, he or she is able to access loans, say for instance, 100 million naira at a single digit for a longer tenure. That is preferable to giving SMEs waiting for grants year in, year out. Okay,
still talking sustainability. Yes, you've made a good point there. Aside access to some of these finances at a single-digit interest rate, where is the place of access to markets within the country and outside the country? Where is the challenge of power? Where is the challenge of not just the market and power now? There are also challenges that surround the capacity. What are we doing in terms of upgrading the capacity of these MSMEs? Then we have taxes. The average pure water seller has 10 to more than 10 dues or taxes to pay. Yes, there are ongoing reforms. How is this put together to ensure that these fruits come up from these MSMEs?
Okay, talking about access to the markets, I'm not going to leave it at just the local market. I'm going to talk about the local and international market. I'm aware that the Nigerian Export Promotion Council has been shopping around and working hard to ensure that MSMEs that have products for exports, they have off-takers across the world, and they are not cheated out of whatever profits they are meant to make. So they want to create an end-to-end process where you produce, your goods are checked, they hand you over to an off-taker, those goods are sold, your funds are repatriated, you manufacture again, and that goes on and on as a circle. So also is Nigerian Bank of Nigeria. As a matter of fact, on the issue of power, what we do in some of these our facilities is we ensure that in our own little way, we ensure that the facilities are solar paneled, so that you are guaranteed light for at least 8 hours of the day, whilst the reforms are being worked on. Any facility that we build with our partners is usually solar paneled, and it's solar powered. Excuse me, it's usually solar powered. You are there for at least 8 hours, guaranteed light. You can run your business and do whatever it is that you need to do. And with regards to the question of multiple taxation, like you rightly said, reforms are being, this is being worked on, and we believe that in not too far, some of these reforms will be shared with the public.
Thank you very much, Tola Johnson, Special Assistant to the President on MSMEs and Job Creation. Happy MSMEs Day.
Thank you very much, and happy MSME Day to MSMEs across the country and the world over. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Business Express returns shortly.